Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is round 3 of the FIA Manufacturers on Gran Turismo Sport. This time around we're in the Group 3 cars around Fuji racetrack. Now if you would have seen Tuesday, we made the big league. We made A rank. Can we survive? Can we do it? Can we perform? Let's find out. Okay, so we're jumping straight in to qualifying. Now, I have just set my first flying lap, which is a 1:38.4, which initially put us into 9th. But as you will see, as this lap goes on, we slowly fall down the ranks. Now, I was not sure of what tactic to go for here in the qualifying. Obviously, I know slipstream is key. But it can get a little bit messy sometimes in the slipstream because even though we are in the A rank, the A lobbies, it's still not the very high end, so it can get a little bit sloppy. So I didn't want to get caught up in it. The first flying lap, no slipstream at all. So far this lap, no slipstream. Now obviously the tyres, that top layer of grips has been scrubbed off, so it's going to be really hard. It's going to be insanely hard to try and beat our time, as we actually went blue or green, whatever it is. But we beat our best time by 0.093 of a second, I believe. So we are borderline close. As one of these cars, I think the Jag there run a little bit wide, which has dropped him back. And now I do believe as we approach these straight, we take a nice wide exit and we try and get the biggest run up we can. I think I am now in that Jag slipstream. So if that's the case, he is going to pull us along. Now remember, we was only fractionally quicker than our best time. So we're currently in P15. We're going to go over the line and we're going to qualify in 7th. Now, if there's ever a story, don't give up, eh? Don't ever give up. Right, there we are, P7. Would you believe it? Now, what is the strategy for this race? Now, fuel is an issue. Fuel is not going to last you the whole distance, and tyres, I believe it's soft and mediums. So I started on the soft tyres. Now I figured because I started in P7, I'll use the soft tyres first because that's normally the go-to strategy. But was it the right strategy for this race? You're going to see as the race pans out. Now initially it served me great. First half of the race was amazing. Second half of the race, we're going to see how it unfolds, and maybe tyre wear. It maybe should have been the other way around. Who knows? We'll never know. But, so, short shifting. We're going to change around where the gear changer is. Where it says that number, that's where we're going to change. Sometimes you're going to see me push it a little bit further, but I try my best to never rev the car out. All depend on the situation, and if I need a little bit more power. And then we're going to try and coast into some corners as well. So turn 1, the heavy braking zone, you can really afford to sort of let off the throttle and let the slipstream pull you along, and you save, it's not much, but it might be half a second in the pit stop, in the pit lane, which does count. So as we approach the end of lap 1, now we've already broke P7. Top 6, we've broke away. Happy days, which is insane. So all I've got to do is I've just got to keep up. That's it. Now these guys are fast. It's genuinely every single one of these guys was fast. It's quite shocking the difference between, like, not shocking, but I just could not believe the difference between like B and A. It's seriously mad. You could not afford to make a mistake in these lobbies. So as we start P2, so as we start lap 2, shall I say, get it right. We're sitting behind the Jag. Now I've got a good a four car train here, so I should be saving quite a lot of fuel, which is happy days. I've just got to nail the apexes, try and save the tyres a little bit. Don't throw it into corners. Be gentle through this corner, very gentle. This is a tyre destroyer, that bend. So it's a combination of letting off the throttle and easing your way around it, but not going too slow that you then drop off from the pack. A little bit difficult really. because you want to push it, but you also want to save tyres. So as we come into the last sector, it's the worst final sector on any racetrack, I believe. It's like you do the first 2 sectors and then you drive onto a completely different track. It doesn't suit the flow of the track. The rest of it, it's absolutely disgusting. As P3 there's got himself a penalty. So as we skip to lap 5, he served his penalty. He is now behind us. So we've gained a position here, free of charge. Happy days, thank you very much. Now we come into the last sector again. Absolutely awful. We all know this. It's dreadful. As we go to the lovely cinematic view, what's going to happen here? Oh, the Jag, he like touches that curb or the grass, gets a snap bit of oversteer, collects the beetle, and basically goes ear blanks. He is 2 positions. Lovely jubbly. Thank you very much. So now we're up into P3. Me and the Jag got away with that absolutely. Well, the Jag was well clear. I don't know how I made it through. So now we just got to stay onto his slipstream, try and break the pack. The guy in the Aston Martin behind me, very consistent. Alright, pit window, lap 9 to 11. The guy in front of me makes a last minute decision to absolutely swing it in at the pits. As you can see, we saved the most fuel there, so we should come out first. Now the only downfall to that was we was all on the mediums. We was all on the softs, shall I say, and there was one guy there on the mediums. Now I think that is going to pay the dividends. It was wise starting on the softs, I think, because we broke the pack initially. But I think you had to really, to be able to drive the mediums when they're worn, I think that was the key. I didn't do enough practice with worn mediums, because when the mediums are fresh, you can push them really like you can the softs. I mean, it's not too different. But it's when the grip goes, that is when mediums struggle. I mean, now if you can practice with the mediums when they're worn, it's going to serve you great in the race, because it's a long stint on the mediums. Now, as you're going to see as this race goes on, I wasn't too great at driving with the medium tyres. I'll hold my hands up, I'll be super honest, didn't do enough practice. I didn't practice once with the mediums. So, will that cost me? Let's find out at the end of the race. So as we get to the end of lap 11, we gained the position on our out lap. Now from here on outwards, we just grinded our way up to P3. Now there was no overtakes. Everyone came in the pit window, and we filtered our way back up to P3 after everyone came in the pits. And as you can see from the laps there on the right, we were banging out 139s consistently. So there was nothing really to report. As P4 shows himself on the inside here. Right, now we're at the spicy end of the deal here. This is when it matters. This is when tyre management is key. It's all come down to the last 2 laps. Have you saved your tyres? Have you looked after them? What's the answer for me? Looking at the left hand side there, at the tyre thing, it looks like I've saved my tyres. But I don't think I've got. Oh my lord, as the Aston Martin touched that little bit of grass on the outside, and it just was like, I'm going out wide, which gains us a free position, which is really gutted to see, because he drove so consistently, it was unreal. Me and him were just pumping out the laps. I was hunting him down, so I do hope he can recover and get himself back in the fight, because that was really unfortunate. Now I'm up in the P2. My tyres though, I'm no good on these worn mediums. As I get it, I get a little bit of snap oversteer there, back kicks out. I've now allowed P3 in the Hyundai to really catch up to me. He's all over me like a rash, shall we say. It's these last set of corners, I don't know the racing line through there, and it seems everyone takes a different line. As the Hyundai slips up the inside. Now, I know that he's on the softs, he's got to be. This guy's got so much pace, so I thought, right, if I can stick with him, if I can stay with him in the slip, we'll break that DBR9 behind us. And as we can see down the super duper 4,000 mile long straight, we've broke that slip. He's 8 tenths away from us. We are pushing him along. Now, as we start the last lap, it tells me I've got 1 lap of fuel left, which now, as we all know from the laps remaining guide, it's never really 100% accurate. So I've not really managed my fuel that well, because I'm now having to short shift again. which I didn't want to do. I wanted, like, I've got more power there and I'm not being able to use it because I'm going to run out of fuel essentially. Slightly frustrated with myself that I maybe should have saved fuel a little bit at the initial stage of the second stint, and I was too busy concentrating on hunting that dude behind the stand, and I was really pushing it. So yeah, I've probably used too much fuel, too much tyres. As I get a little bit unsettled through there again, I have a little look back to see where he's at. Now I know that this guy is absolutely rapid. When he's got those tyres working, this guy's fast because I could not catch him. As we come into the braking zone here, the Hyundai runs wide, it sucks me in wide. Aston makes a lovely move there, absolutely. He makes the apex clean as a whistle. Now he shows himself here. Now there was nothing I could do here. He put his car in the apex and the position is absolutely 100% well deserved. I had nothing left, absolutely nothing. As we come into the last two corners, my tyres are gone. I had nothing. No words to say it. I got a terrible line coming into that corner. Now, as we all know, if you get the line wrong into this straight, you might as well take off your racing gloves and take your boots off and go, see you later, thank you very much. But nevertheless, our first FIA A-ranked lobby, and we finished P4. P15 from qualifying, up to P7 with a great lap, up into P2, and we threw it away for 2 positions. But nevertheless, I'm happy with P4. Now, I think that got us 154 points, I believe. I think it was. We'll have to see. But that's incredible. It might not be a lot in the world of GTs, but for me, that seemed a million miles away a couple of weeks ago. I was always getting around 60 points, so I'm absolutely well chuffed. This video has been super special to me. I do hope you've enjoyed it, the racing. But yeah, please like, subscribe, stick around, stay tuned, and I will catch you all in the very next one. Thank you, guys.